Tory Lanez was sentenced to 10 years over the Megan Thee Stallion situation from 2020. And all I could do, you know what I'm saying, is clap my hands. Now, here's the situation. I don't exactly know what happened. I basically just kept my ears shut and I kept my eyes closed up until I streamed again because I wanted to see what the specifications of how they landed on 10 years were. I didn't think he was going to get 10 years. Realistically speaking, I thought that he'd probably get something around 5 to maybe 7 from what I remember. But even though he got sentenced to 10 years, he'll probably be out in half the time, maybe a little bit more, on good behavior, which, you know, it's nothing but men in the prison that he going to go to, obviously. So he probably going to be on his very best behavior and not being like on no rowdy with nobody.
Arden Ross and Charleston.
Wait, what? Oh no, I could probably jump off of a bridge into a whole huge box of nails, swallowed by a dragon with AIDS, and never watch Aiden Ross.
This my last dono for a while. I'ma be in a mental hospital for 2 weeks or
does,
more.
Bro,
I try
does,
to
bro.
stab my op in special ed adult class.
Does, bro.
So goodbye, Sean. Love you.
Okay. Good. Well, good riddance, my boy. Good riddance. I'm tired of your fucking breakdowns in here every single time I'm playing, you know, Ghost of Tsushima, and you want to get in here and like disrupt my focus. So that's neither here nor there. I was thinking that Tory Lanez was more likely going to get something like, I don't know, 5 to 7. 10 isn't super surprising. I don't even remember where this happened. Did this happen in LA, chat? Or am I tripping? I don't remember for sure. The watch was ugly, by the way. I mean, that's fine. Okay, yeah, so if it happened in Cali, I completely destroyed that possibility. I just neglected that fact from the entirety of this whole situation from the start, their location. You know what I mean? So in my opinion, honestly, he got off easy. You know? In my opinion, he did get off pretty easy, knowing that he's probably gonna get out in 5 on good behavior, and he might even be able to reduce his sentence even more if he decides to show some type of proof of something else. Like, they could 100% like reduce this, so he's not gonna end up doing the whole decade. The best thing about it is that, you know, some sort of closure to some degree for the victim, obviously being Megan Thee Stallion. And that's all that's ever been about.
The sentencing too, but then I remember how trash Tory's defense team was.
They were, and I did think it was pretty gross how the public and a lot of these media outlets allowed the narrative to switch from who shot me to how many dudes I to whether or not there was something in the past that I had done that somebody could try to take out of context and push to this narrative to kind of like indicate that I somehow deserved to be shot, or was like reasonable for me to be shot or something like that. Like, it was just really nasty work the entire time. I saw a lot of it from the No Jumper podcast, from the DJ Academic setup, from the Joe Budden podcast, to this one chick, I think her name Milano or something. I don't remember none of these niggas' names for real outside of Academics. And it was some nasty work. It was some nasty work. And after all, Drake, you know what I'm saying, being a whole, I'm not gonna say too much. Joe Budden was right, free Tory. Oh wow, that's crazy, bro. But I respect everybody's opinion on the situation. If you were kind of just on the fence and you remain neutral, you know what I'm saying? You waited for more information to come out, but you didn't really know 100% one way or another, or you just didn't have as much time as everybody else to invest into it. I get that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not demonizing you for not having one opinion from the very start to the very end, bro. If you're reasonable from the get, you just like, I just want to see how it play out, that's fine. That's reasonable. You know what I'm saying? You weren't a part of the crew that was putting out misinformation and, trying to change the narrative of everything to promote this idea that, all women are lying about any type of violence or any type of abuse situation. You know what I'm saying? And the other question I had about this situation was like, what would have been the benefit? The narrative switched from her being at the very top of her game, doing a collab song with Beyonce off of a remix to a song that was already popping. What would have been a benefit? Then the narrative switched to, we got to take his masters. Now we got to get his masters. Who the fuck wants Tory Lanez's masters?
and I touched that
Who
nigga.
cares?
It's going down in here. I'm with the money team.
Rock Nation is against me. They wanted me to join the crew, but since I said no, now they trying to destroy my image. I thought it was crazy that he unironically went with that narrative when that's the same unironic narrative that I heard when Chris Brown had his situation with Rihanna. I remember watching a video where they said Chris Brown refused to sell his soul, and so they made up this story with Rihanna as the forefront to destroy his career.
Don't forget DaBaby too. Him and Tory made a song and it
But
made
DaBaby
more
been over.
controversy.
DaBaby been over for real though. I remember that being an unironic video. It was funny to watch
Tory
at the
is
time
innocent. The fact he's
because it was so
getting more
ridiculous.
time than Henry Ruggs, who actually killed someone, is insane. El Judge El System.
Well, bro, if you are reckless with a weapon and you injure somebody, the fact that Henry got less time is probably due to the fact that it was an accident, and I think that was a DUI situation. Number one, Tory pulling out a weapon and then firing it at somebody and then being shocked when they get hit is a totally different sign of negligence. I'm gonna be honest with you, gang. So these are two totally different situations. I don't get how you can correlate the two. I guess you're just imagining in your brain because someone died in one situation and didn't die in the other that changes the intent. As soon as I opened my Twitter just now, what do veneers and hair transplants look like after 8+ years without maintenance? As you can see, people are already happy about the news, which you know what I'm saying? Ain't no problem with that. Ain't no problem with that. I don't know why people were so easily or readily, you know what I'm saying, just non-resistant to a random fucking Twitter account saying anything about this case as long as it was in support of Tory Lanez. I do know why, but pondering over the reason why, it makes me sad. Tory spoke for several minutes. He said he still cares about Megan. He called her someone I still care for dearly to this day, regardless of what she may think of him. He said the victim's my friend. He talked about bonding with her over the loss of their mothers. This is nasty work. This is nasty work, gang. I'm gonna be honest. And the reason this is such nasty work is from the beginning when this first came out and Tory Lanez was talking on that mixtape about I still love you. I knew right there that my mans was lying. Because the chat, I mean, there's no way in fuck, and I don't blame you. All respect for any woman will go out the window immediately if you thought that she lied on you about shooting her. Ain't no way in the world I got, what? I love you? I want to be friends? No. Nah. Call me Chris Brown at that point. Literally. To any woman that will lie on me about this type of shit. You're dead. You're dead to me completely. There's nothing I have to say to you. I wouldn't hop on an album talking about I still got love for you. If you did me this dirty, trying to kill my career because I said no to Rock Nation and all these other narratives that you tried to put out there, absolutely not. We both lost our mothers. Even crazier, bro. We both lost our mothers is nasty. We would sit there and drink until we get numb. Crazy. About the shooting. I said some very immature things that I shouldn't have said. I revealed some secrets I shouldn't have revealed. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Here's my quick article on today. It will be substantially updated. I have tons of handwritten notes that I need to type up. Trying to get the full transcripts of Lanez's comments. I commend Megan Pete for her incredible bravery and vulnerability as she underwent months of probing, investigation, and court appearances where she had to relive her trauma and the public scrutiny that followed.
Telling me that the original sentence was 5 years, but the prosecutor brought out 30 minutes of Alone at Prom, which turned into 10. It is what it is.
My insiders from Rupees is fucking hilarious. But you are the person that they would have believed. I'm telling you. If you'd have just switched that to like, they heard Megan Thee Stallion's new album and decided to let Tory off, niggas would have believed you. I'm telling you, there was zero fact checking with this whole case for the most part. And it's so easy to do it. It was so simple. It wasn't hard. It wasn't like it was private information. This was being released to the public on a regular basis. Crazy. Let me see. Los Angeles. Okay, here we go. Let's oh my God, this is a lot to read. How fast can I read this chat we about to see? Los Angeles County District Attorney Judge, okay, I already fucked up his name, announced today that Daystar Peterson, the rap artist known as Tory Lanez, was sentenced to 10 years in state prison after he was convicted by a jury of the 2020 attack and shooting of musical artist Megan Pete, also known as Megan Thee Stallion in Hollywood Hills. Over the past 3 years, Mr. Peterson is engaged in a pattern of conduct that was intended in wait, I'll say, all right, hold on. First fuck up. I got like 3 chances. Then all of a sudden I could just skip it. All right. Over the past 3 years, Miss Peterson was intended to intimidate Miss Pete and silence her truths from being heard. District Attorney, whoever the fuck Father Gascon said. Women, especially black women, are afraid to report crimes like assault because they're too often not believed. I commend Megan for her incredible bravery and vulnerability as she went through months of trauma, public scrutiny that followed. Yes, this case highlighted the numerous ways that our society must do better for women. Thank you, Deputy District Attorney Kathy and Alex, I'm not reading the last name, and Victim Services Representative Cecilia, who spent countless hours working to ensure justice was served for Ms. Pete. We also would like to thank the LAPD, fuck the LAPD for real, but like, yeah, sure, for their thorough investigation. Daystar Peterson was sentenced today. I guess that's okay. W judge, I guess, kind of in this instance. Last year, after 7 hours of deliberation, Mr. Peterson was found guilty by jurors of 1 count of assault with an automatic firearm and found true that the allegations that he caused great bodily injury and used a firearm. He also was convicted of 1 count of carrying an unregistered loaded firearm in a vehicle and 1 count of discharge of a firearm with gross negligence. So for the dude who came in here earlier asking like why someone with a DUI may get less time than someone who is exhibiting gross negligence with an unregistered firearm in California and hits a woman in her foot, maybe that's why he probably ultimately got 10 years. Jurors were presented with evidence showing that on July 12, 2020, Peterson and the victim were riding in the SUV. The victim got out of the vehicle. Peterson shot 5 times in the victim and he wounded her, blah, blah, blah. The case was investigated by the LAPD. So it's really that simple. Damn, this is how I found out about my favorite artist of all time. I generally don't know what to say. They really locking him up. Goodbye, Tory Lanez. You will be missed by my family and friends. We send your family all condolences. Okay. Tory should just prove that he didn't do it instead of Meg is a liar deflection. That's really what it is that you have to do. If you're genuinely innocent in situations like this, you spend far less time, or you just have less time.
I was definitely on BS at the beginning of this case, but one thing I learn is don't trust no one, especially celebrities, cause you didn't see for yourself. Can't even trust myself.
Oh my God.
Just know if I shot a guy in the foot, it was my alter ego, not me.
This nigga
but free
is
Tory cause I...
This niggas just be chatting, bro. I swear to God. Like, what the fuck? But if you want, like, general rule of thumb, if you're trying to look innocent, your best bet is never to go into a case like this trying to harm the reputation of the other person, trying to poke holes in their story. The only thing that you have to do is prove your innocence. That is it. And this whole time, it was so nasty seeing all these random weird stories come out about Megan. I'm like, bro, how are you innocent is the problem. That's the biggest issue. That's what's ruining your rep and ultimately what led you in the position that you are in right now. Is because you tried to make her look crazy as opposed to make you look innocent. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know how that wasn't obvious from like the first couple instances of the first few headlines that came out about this situation. I don't get that. Are you purposefully just like, are you being as negligent with your requirements for what you deem as valid news sources as Tory Lanez was with this firearm in regards to the SUV that they were in that night? Are you taking tips from him or some shit like that? Or are you just like, what's the problem? I don't get it. I know a couple of niggas in here want to say free Tory. They can say that. That don't change the fact that what happened. That don't change it. I don't understand. Lanez addressed Gascon by name in April, basically asking him to intervene and drop the charges. Women especially, yeah, we heard that. Referenced Lanez's race several times over the last 2 days regarding sending another black man to jail. I mean, you can't reference race in this case when the violence is against another black person. Like, that doesn't make any sense. You can't in this one breath sit here and say like, oh, it's the system against me, when the justice that's supposed to be served is to protect somebody else who's black. I don't understand that. Hereford said he saw Lanez's post-shooting conduct against Megan as a major aggravating factor. Extremely antagonizing. Extremely antagonizing. No, we can't because we just fucking got here. No. I'll let you know. Which reminded me of the most animated I saw the judge in the trial, when he told Lanez's lawyer that lyrics Lanez wrote about Megan in the shooting were relevant. Is this what bro looked like? Because that's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. That's insane, gang. This picture is kind of crazy, bro. I'm always interested in people who are able to draw like this quickly and shit, because it's just like, that's such talent. I
think people forget we heard the phone call with Tory and Kelsey. That call automatically made his case crumble.
I thought it was crumbled well before that, but I would have liked to think in that situation that, appreciate the 2 months too. I would have liked to think that people would have, looked at that as like, all right, it's kind of confirmed at this point. He too tall? That's hilarious. That's hilarious. I would have liked to think that people looked at it at this point as like, okay, if nothing else convinced me, that's kind of damning right there.
And I touched that nigga. It's going down in
at the very least, causing some doubt. But immediately after this, I see people on my timeline talking about, I hate Megan Thee Stallion. Like it's her fault that he shot her. I don't get this.